Have you ever stopped to think about the people who shape our opinions and beliefs? Whether it's a friend, family member, or social media influencer, we are constantly being influenced by the people around us. In today's fast-paced and interconnected world, it's more important than ever to understand the power of influence. That's why I'm so excited to talk to you about the book Influencer, The Power to Change Anything. As someone who has always been interested in the science of persuasion and the power of influence, this book was a game changer for me. Whether you're a leader looking to motivate a team, a marketer looking to drive sales, or just someone looking to improve your relationships and make a positive impact, this book has something to offer. It's not just about the theory of influence, it's about the tools and strategies that you can use to achieve your goals and make real change. The authors draw from a diverse range of research and real-world examples to illustrate their points, making the concepts both easy to understand and highly effective. So, if you're ready to learn about the power of influence and how you can use it to create lasting change, grab a copy of Influencer and let's get started. I can't wait to share with you all of the amazing insights and tips that I've learned from this book. 1. Understanding the 6 sources of influence in a situation. Influence is a complex process that requires a deep understanding of the situation, the people involved, and the forces that drive their behavior. In the book Influencer, the author presents a model of influence called the 6 sources of influence, which outlines the different sources of power that can be leveraged in a given situation. These sources of influence include incentives, expertise, personal appeals, social proof, norms, and social comparison. Understanding the 6 sources of influence and which ones are most relevant in a given situation can help you to be more effective in bringing about change. For example, if you're trying to influence someone to adopt a new product, you might use incentives such as discounts or bonuses to make it more attractive to them. On the other hand, if you're trying to convince someone to change their behavior, you might leverage social proof by sharing stories of others who have made similar changes and experienced positive outcomes. 2. Using a structured approach to influence. The 6 sources of influence model is not just a theoretical framework but also a practical tool that can be used to structure your approach to influence. By using this model, you can systematically evaluate the situation and determine the best way to leverage your sources of influence. For example, you might identify key decision makers, understand their motivations, and then use a combination of personal appeals, social proof, and incentives to persuade them. By taking a structured approach to influence, you can increase your chances of success and avoid falling into common pitfalls that can undermine your efforts. 3. Building a coalition of allies. Influence is often easier when you have others working with you to bring about change. By building a coalition of allies, you can pool your resources and leverage each other's strengths to achieve your goals. For example, if you're trying to influence a company to adopt a more environmentally friendly business model, you might reach out to environmental groups, customers, and other stakeholders to build a network of supporters. By working together, you can create a collective voice that is more powerful and influential than any one person working alone. 4. Understanding the resistance to change. Influence is not always easy, and you will likely face resistance along the way. To overcome this resistance, it is important to understand the underlying concerns and fears that are driving it. For example, if you're trying to influence a group of employees to embrace a new working style, you might encounter resistance from those who are worried about job security or a lack of control. To address these fears, you might need to provide additional training, clarification, or incentives to make the change more palatable. 5. Identifying key decision makers. To be effective in your influence efforts, it is important to understand who the key decision makers are and what motivates them. In many situations, there may be several individuals or groups who have the power to make a decision, and it is important to understand each of them and their individual motivations. For example, if you're trying to influence a government agency to adopt a new policy, you might need to understand the motivations of elected officials, bureaucrats, and interest groups. By understanding the motivations of these key decision makers, you can tailor your approach to increase your chances of success. 6. Using data and facts to support your position can increase the credibility of your arguments and increase your influence. When it comes to trying to influence someone, having data and facts to back up your arguments can make all the difference. People are often more likely to be convinced by concrete evidence than by vague or emotional appeals. By presenting data and facts, you increase the credibility of your arguments and reduce the chances that others will dismiss your ideas out of hand. For example, consider a salesperson trying to convince a potential customer to buy a new product. If the salesperson can provide data on how the product has improved the lives of other customers, or how it outperforms similar products on the market, the potential customer is more likely to be convinced to make a purchase. Similarly, if a manager is trying to convince their team to adopt a new workflow process, they can provide data on how it has increased efficiency and productivity for other teams within the company. By demonstrating the benefits of the new process with concrete evidence, the manager increases the likelihood of their team being receptive to the change. 7. Building rapport and trust with the people you want to influence can increase their willingness to listen to your ideas. Building rapport and trust with others is essential to being able to influence them. People are more likely to be open to your ideas if they feel like they know and understand you, and if they feel like you are acting in their best interest. Building rapport and trust can be accomplished through active listening, showing empathy, and finding common ground. For example, consider a manager trying to influence their team to adopt a new project management tool. The manager could start by taking the time to listen to the concerns and feedback of their team, and addressing any objections they may have. By doing so, the manager is demonstrating that they care about the team's perspective and are working to find a solution that works for everyone. Additionally, the manager could point out how the new tool will benefit the team, such as increasing efficiency and reducing the amount of manual work involved. By building rapport and trust, the manager increases the likelihood that their team will be receptive to the change and more likely to adopt the new tool. 8. Using clear and concise communication, and being able to articulate a compelling vision, can increase your ability to influence others. Clear and concise communication is essential when trying to influence others. People are more likely to be receptive to your ideas if they understand what you are trying to say and why it is important. Additionally, being able to articulate a compelling vision can help others see the potential benefits of your ideas and become more invested in making them a reality. For example, consider a team leader trying to influence their team to take on a new initiative. The leader could start by clearly and concisely communicating what the initiative is and why it is important for the team and the company. They could also articulate a compelling vision for what success looks like and how the initiative will contribute to that vision. By doing so, the leader is helping the team see the potential benefits of the initiative and making it easier for them to get on board. Additionally, clear and concise communication can help ensure that everyone is on the same page and working towards the same goals, which increases the likelihood of success. 9. Demonstrating the benefits of your ideas and making them tangible can increase the likelihood of others supporting them. One of the most important aspects of successful influence is being able to clearly demonstrate the benefits of your ideas and proposals. This means taking the time to explain not just what your ideas are, but why they matter and how they will improve the situation. By making the benefits of your ideas tangible, you increase the likelihood of others supporting them, as they can see the concrete outcomes that will result from your proposals. For example, consider a scenario in which you are trying to convince a group of stakeholders to invest in a new software system. You could simply explain the features and benefits of the software, but this may not be enough to convince everyone. Instead, you could provide concrete examples of how the software will improve productivity, streamline processes, and save time and money. By making the benefits of your idea tangible and relatable, you increase the chances of the stakeholders supporting your proposal. 10. Continuously evaluating your influence efforts and adapting your approach as needed can increase your overall effectiveness. Successful influence is not a one-time event, it is an ongoing process that requires continuous evaluation and adaptation. To be effective, you need to be aware of how your influence attempts are being received, and be willing to make adjustments as needed. This might mean changing the way you communicate, addressing the underlying concerns and fears of others, or finding new ways to demonstrate the benefits of your ideas. For example, let's say that you are trying to influence a group of stakeholders to implement a new project management tool. Initially, you might use data and facts to support your position, but if you're not making headway, you may need to try a different approach. You could start by building relationships with the stakeholders, addressing their concerns and fears, and finding common ground. By continually evaluating your influence efforts and adapting your approach as needed, you increase your chances of success and can be more effective in bringing about change. Thank you for watching our video on Influencer by Kerry Patterson, Joseph Grenny, and David Maxfield. We hope that you found the information shared in the video to be helpful and that you have a deeper understanding of the 6 sources of influence and how they can be used to bring about change. Remember, the strategies and techniques outlined in the book can be applied to a variety of situations and can help you effectively influence others in both your personal and professional life. Influencer is a valuable resource for anyone looking to increase their ability to affect change, so if you're ready to become a more effective influencer, give this book a read. We hope you found this video to be helpful and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thanks for watching.